So, what is going on, guys? This is Ryan here.
And this is other Ryan here.
And today we once again have another interesting theory for you all. Now this one is talking about the bear endoskeleton in Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Yeah, this bear endoskeleton confused a lot of people when it appeared in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and there's a lot of theories about it, and we're going to be putting forward some of those theories today.
Yeah, and we're going to be trying to debunk a few and possibly a couple of rumours that are going around the community currently in regards to this endoskeleton and also the newly introduced animatronic, Spring Freddy.
Yeah, so as we know, in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, it's mainly when the puppet gets released from the gift corner, I believe. This bear endoskeleton can be seen standing upright as we see in the image here.
Yes.
And also it appears in the left air vent. I don't know if there's any reasoning behind this, but yeah, it confused the community quite a bit, and I think many people believed it belonged to Golden Freddy.
Yeah, they did, and I mean, to be honest, when I first saw this as well, it confused me quite a bit too. I didn't really know what to think of this, and I suppose holding off on doing a video on this was probably a good thing, because now a lot more kind of evidence has presented itself since just Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and I think we can kind of talk a bit more about what this endoskeleton has to offer, and a few distinct features that define it as being unique rather than kind of, you know, being a part of this animatronic or that animatronic, if you know what I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
So we can definitely tell the difference, and kind of, we can probably guess its originations, I suppose.
Definitely, yes, and as this new teaser image on Scott Games came up, loads of people started comparing the arm of the bear endoskeleton to the arm that Spring Freddy possesses.
Yeah, I think they were most kind of interested with the way that there's kind of these almost cylindrical round things that seem to round the arm, isn't it? It's kind of almost like some kind of structure that supports it, and this similarity was definitely present in the Spring Freddy arm, and it's been present also in the Spring Trap build too.
Yeah, but I believe there's many reasons why this can't be Spring Freddy's. I mean, yeah. I believe that all the endoskeletons have the same design, but the point one being that, as you can see inside this endoskeleton, it actually has metal structures. There's no way a human arm could get inside there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it can be compressed or anything, especially the face.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
The face is a solid structure, and those eyes also, they look definitely like they're inbuilt, whereas, you know, with the other ones, it's kind of like the glass casing, so someone can just get inside of it and kind of portray the animatronic role that way.
Yeah, and also the biggest factor here that says this can't be Spring Freddy, it actually has 3 fingers and 1 thumb, meaning no one can operate this suit.
Yeah, that's the big differentiation from definitely this generation of animatronics, and what I'm going to say is the past generation. I mean, what I actually found quite interesting is when you mentioned the similarities of the suit compared to, you know, possibly the Spring Freddy and the Spring Trap one, and for me that actually makes a lot of sense, because if they were perhaps the first generation of animatronics built, that is with this new suit design, possibly in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 we saw these new endoskeleton designs present in the other animatronics, so maybe that shows like an evolution of how the mechanical advancements almost took place throughout the different establishments.
Yeah, it almost feels like maybe this endoskeleton is a bit too technologically advanced for the time era that these Spring suits were actually invented. Obviously there's a lot of mechanical work on the go, as we can see here, so yeah.
And another thing which is quite prominent as well is that we hear a lot of backstory about these you know, these Spring characters, don't we?
Yes.
They're very kind of deviant, and there's a lot of death and danger kind of resonating with their whole design. So maybe the fact that these old ones had 5 fingers and now these new ones have just 4 fingers, that kind of shows a definite change in, you know, almost like the company's established that these suits were dangerous, and now with this newer generation they want to try and make them a bit safer.
Yeah, well, now we got to think to ourselves, I mean, who does this endoskeleton belong to? Because as we can see when we look at Golden Freddy in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, we can already see he has parts of endoskeleton inside of him. So
yes, we can.
This endoskeleton must belong to someone else, but who?
Yeah, I mean, a big question that's been raised is the fact that because you can see the endoskeleton bear and Golden Freddy at separate times, so for all we know, it could be the endoskeleton almost getting back out of Freddy. And,
yes. And
I suppose that kind of makes sense, but there's a couple of key features which actually make, almost for me, render this whole idea not to be the case. The most prominent one, of course, is the way Freddy's wiring seems to be hanging out of his face in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 edition. But, you know, the whole design of Golden Freddy in this kind of series, he's very damaged and withered, and especially, you can see that the wires hanging out of the endoskeleton. Quite clearly, underneath, he's also damaged, and this endoskeleton looks very clean and crisp. It's like it's a brand new design almost.
And obviously, you know, going back to the point of this being a new new endoskeleton. Could this possibly belong to like a toy Golden Freddy maybe?
Exactly. I mean, we never actually see a toy Golden Freddy, and an idea I actually had is that possibly the Golden Freddy we see in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is a part of the Withered animatronics, and if they're known to be in the parts and services, it's quite clear that they were a past generation, meaning so is this Golden Freddy character, judging by the damage and the kind of similarities between the damage, I suppose you could say. So yeah, this bare endoskeleton could actually represent the fact that there was going to be a toy Golden Freddy, but possibly at the last minute they might have actually scrapped the idea.
Yeah, it makes no sense why they would. I mean, why would they not carry on a Golden Freddy series? I mean, something must have gone wrong down the line for them just to say, right, let's just stop production right there and not make any more Golden Freddys.
I mean, yeah, all the toy animatronics, they had the main ones. There was a Foxy, a Bonnie, a Chica, and a Freddy, and yeah, then there was no Golden Freddy, and it's kind of like, why not? I wonder why. It's very interesting, and I think one more thing which actually backs up this point too about Golden Freddy being from a different generation to these endoskeleton builds as well, is the fact that the endoskeleton in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 appears to be able to manipulate his fingers, doesn't he?
Yes.
He can kind of move them at different compartments. Now, a comment actually addressed this to me. You probably know who you are, and I actually responded because it was quite interesting. But the Golden Freddy animatronic in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2, when we experienced the hallucination, his hands are almost like they're one solid piece of structure. So with these bendy fingers, the bendy fingers in this other endoskeleton, it couldn't be for the Golden Freddy because you wouldn't be able to maneuver the fingers at all, would you? If it's just one solid piece of, as I say, structure.
Yeah, it almost reminds me of like an American football team mascot or a basketball team mascot where, you know, they come on the stage and just like wave to the audience, and obviously they can't move their hand, they just move their hand as one, if you know what I mean. Kind
of like the massive gloves that you can wear,
like a Mickey Mouse kind of hand.
Yeah,
almost.
Definitely, where it's just one solid piece, and you just put the hand in and you can't kind of operate it. So yeah, backing up that point, it means that, you know, why would they design this new endoskeleton to, you know, fit in this Golden Freddy character if parts of it are actually useless? Yeah. They'd want to try and optimize it, of course, wouldn't they? So that leaves a lot of questions as to who this endoskeleton belongs to, and I suppose the one in Five Nights at Freddy's 1 is different, so who the heck did that one belong to too? And
also, where did they get this other endoskeleton for Spring Freddy? I mean, someone must have altered this endoskeleton to look the way it does with the sharp teeth and the sharp fingers. It's I don't know, it's some sick psychopath.
There's something sick and twisted, yeah. And I think with every video, we're actually getting a lot closer, and these theories are getting more and more intense as we're progressing. So
definitely, yeah.
We're getting closer, and I think with some of these ideas, we're actually hitting the nail dead on the head. So there you have it, guys. There's once again another interesting discussion for you all, and this one was actually covering the bare endoskeleton in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 in particular, and a couple of reasons as to whose this suit could be, and also reflecting as to why it couldn't be in relation, or it couldn't be the endoskeleton for different animatronics.
Indeed, so if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to like it, and if you're new around here, why not subscribe for more theories like this and also some gameplay footage.
Absolutely. So thank you very much for watching the video, guys, and we'll of course see you on the next one.
Goodbye, guys.
Want to see even more content from us?
Consider liking and subscribing to ensure you'll see all content in the foreseeable future.
And hey, why not check out our past 2 videos?